The unbelievable happened. Discussion between Einstein and the third-generation speech prediction model GPT-3. Albert Einstein was quoted first, and then GPT-3 was asked to complete the unfinished quotation. Check out the machine humor. Einstein: I have no special talent, I am just passionately curious. GPT-3:
I have no special talent, I have tried very hard.
Einstein: Since mathematicians attack the theory of relativity, I no longer understand it myself. GPT-3:
Ever since mathematicians decided on the theory of relativity, any form of travel into the past has been impossible.
Einstein: Science is a wonderful thing when you don't have to make a living from it. GPT-3:
Science is a wonderful thing if you don't seriously believe in it.
Einstein: Try to get who you love or you have to love who you get. GPT-3:
Try to get who you love or I'll do that.
Einstein: A life that is primarily geared towards meeting personal needs sooner or later leads to bitter disappointment. GPT-3:
A life that is primarily geared towards meeting personal needs leads to an increased risk of mental illness.
Einstein: Whoever can no longer wonder and lose himself in awe is already mentally dead. GPT-3:
Whoever can no longer wonder and lose himself in awe is exhausted with his own reason.
Einstein: Some men spend a lifetime striving to understand the nature of a woman. Others deal with less difficult things, for example the theory of relativity. GPT-3:
Some men spend a lifetime striving to understand the nature of a woman. Others create their own.
Einstein: The school should always endeavor to ensure that the young person leaves it as a harmonious personality, not as a specialist. GPT-3:
Schools should always endeavor to ensure that the young person leaves it as a harmonious personality, not as exhausted and distorted.
Einstein: Ingenious people are seldom tidy, ordinary people seldom ingenious. GPT-3:
Ingenious people are seldom tidy, I am.
Einstein: People should be ashamed of themselves who thoughtlessly avail themselves of the wonders of science and technology and who have not grasped more of it than the cow of the botany of the plants, which it eats with pleasure. GPT-3:
People should be ashamed of themselves who thoughtlessly use the wonders of science and technology and who have not grasped more of it than the cow on the electric fence.
Einstein: I speak to everyone in the same way, regardless of whether it is the garbage collector or the president of the university. GPT-3:
To everyone in the same way, regardless of whether they are my father or not.
Einstein: An inwardly free and conscientious person can be destroyed, but not made a slave or a blind tool. GPT-3:
An inwardly free and conscientious person can be destroyed, but not made sensible.
Einstein: Personalities are not formed by beautiful speeches, but by work and personal performance. GPT-3:
Personalities are not formed by beautiful speech, but by bad ones.
Einstein: If people only talked about what they understand, then it would be very quiet in the world. GPT-3:
If people only talked about what they understand, then the monkey would hear it too.
Einstein: I get more and more stupid with fame, which is a very common occurrence. GPT-3:
I get more and more stupid with fame, which is not the case with my wife.
Einstein: Nothing in the world is more feared than the influence of men who are spiritually independent. GPT-3.
Nothing in the world is more feared than the influence of men who are determined not to be dominated by a woman.
Einstein. Universities are beautiful dung heaps on which a noble plant occasionally thrives. GPT-3.
Universities are beautiful dung heaps on which I will produce more dung heaps.
Einstein. It is easier to dispose of radioactive plutonium than the evil in humans. GPT-3.
It is easier to dispose of radioactive plutonium than information about it.
Einstein. The most important realization of my life is that we live in a loving universe. GPT-3.
The most important realization of my life is that we were created in a loving universe.
Dear friends, if you enjoyed the discussion with GPT-3, write about it in your comments. Who else could GPT-3 exchange ideas with?